After yesterday's rally caused by the US inflation figures, the greenback turned out to be extremely oversold, and it now needs just one reason to launch a correction. However, there is no any. Earlier today, the UK published data that was well above the forecasts. Thus, according to preliminary estimates, in the third quarter, the GDP growth should have slackened to 2.3% from 4.4%. In fact, it slowed down to 2.4%. The situation with industrial production is even better. Economists had expected a decline of 3.5% compared to 5.2% drop in the previous period. However, the previous data was upwardly revised to a decline of 4.3%. In addition, the indicator showed a smaller than anticipated drop of 3.1%. On a monthly basis, the indicator advanced by 0.2% instead of falling by 1%. Against quite strong macroeconomic data, the euro and the pound sterling continued gaining in value. This fact only intensifies the greenback's oversold conditions. In the best-case scenario, the currency may start rising only during the year's trade. However, it's more likely that the correction will start only next week. The euro has gained more than 250 pips against the US dollar. As a result, the single currency exceeded a local high of 1.0930 recorded in October and the highest level of September, located at 1.0128. The strongest price movement pointed to a possible change in the market sentiment. The inertial upward movement led to the overheating of long positions in the short-term and intraday periods. That's why we may see a technical bounce. However, the speculative activity is still very high and traders may ignore the technical signals. Under the current conditions, the price's consolidation above 1.02 on the daily chart may point to a gradual change in the market sentiment. Meanwhile, the pound sterling surged by more than 350 pips against the US dollar. The initial movement allowed the price to approach the next resistance level of 1.1750. Under the existing conditions, a technical signal of the pound sterling overbought conditions is still in force. That's why traders expect the currency to bounce off the resistance level of 1.1750. A further rise will be considered after the price consolidation above 1.1750. And in this case, traders are likely to ignore the overbought signal. That's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and see you in several hours. We will take a close look at the US trading session.